On this episode, I talk music, I talk mum, and I talk about London, because that's where I'm at. Play it up, guys. You ask questions, and I answer them. This is the Ask Gary V Show. Hey everybody, this is Gary V, Nerd Chuck, and this is episode 149 of the Ask Gary V Show. It is a beautiful day here in London. What square are we in? Park?
Gosvener.
Augusta.
I don't even know.
As you can see, we are on the other side of the pond. I'm excited. I'm clearly here for the New York Jets game on Sunday, which I'm very excited for. You saw my official prediction yesterday, 19-14. Very excited, so I feel like we're gonna win since I am 3 for 3 this year predicting Jet games. Didn't really want to get too much of a crowd for this filming, but then got kind of nostalgic real quick and started putting out some stuff on Twitter. So a couple of our friends have joined us, and so we're scrapping, Kat, I'm sorry. I know you're gonna play the India role today, but we're gonna go in a different direction, and we're gonna actually just do a series of questions from you guys like we did in the park in Madison Square Park in New York. So Stefan, we could do a little mashup, a little London, New York stuff in the future as a greatest hit show. 149 is here. Why don't you tell the Vayner Nation a little bit about yourself, because you're living the life of something that I believe true when I wrote Crush It in 2009, so that makes it fun for me.
Hi everyone. Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. Hi guys. And I love your energy. I love Gary because you and I really vibe similarly. We're all about hustle, and if I have to talk about myself, I'll start that with the fact that I'm a hustler. I come from Azerbaijan, so I was raised in USSR. I moved to Canada when I was 16. Now I live in London, so my third home. You know, don't come from a lot of money. Basically, my parents didn't give me anything because they didn't have a lot. Sure. So I had to hustle myself, you know, through school, work to jobs, you know, went to school, paid my way through school, then decided to drop out and started a business with now my husband, Alex Icon.
Alex, get over here. You're not doing anything behind. You're not doing anything behind the camera. I'll do the camera. Go ahead, Alex.
No, come back here.
I'm good. Look, I've never done this before. Oh, D-Rock, this is not that hard. All right, go ahead, Alex.
This has to be like black and white, man.
Go ahead. So, Alex, go ahead. You pick up the story.
What?
So basically, we're a dual couple. We have a few businesses. One of the main ones is Luxy Hair. It was started, the whole of marketing was just done on YouTube, and it was super organic. We basically just made videos showing how to use our product, which is clip-on hair extension.
And something actually Mimi just learned today. I was telling about. I was saying, she's like, so who's Gary? Who's this Gary guy? I'm like,
I mean, I've seen some of you.
Yeah,
Wait a minute. This is upsetting me.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He's just your biggest fan. He's like a huge fan.
No, because what I wanted to say was that our business that we built was inspired by Crush It, and it was a lot. I'll be honest, because what Gary did with the wine at that time, we were like, you know what, this is it. This is the future. This is how business will be done. And we truly believed in going all in, providing full value to people, and only thinking about value. So the way we roll is like pure jabbing. We're jabbing so much, we're not even right hooking.
Yep.
But at the same time,
right hooks happen by proxy.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let me just check on the camera, make sure.
No problem.
All right,
so let's get this show going.
Let's get into the show.
Oh, actually, Kat, I'm gonna let you have this part. Get in here and have the India part. Well, actually, you know what? Why don't you tell the Vayner Nation about yourself? Because you've been sending some videos to me as well, so that's exciting.
Hi everyone, I'm Kat. I live in London. I'm originally from Poland, and yeah, it's been hustling to get on the show.
Exactly.
So Kat, we're gonna do the India part here.
Yeah.
Let's
get
into
the
show. Cool. All right. Why don't you guys stay here? Kat, why don't you ask a question? Because give you a second to think of a question for yourself.
Okay. What's the DNA of a good sales pitch?
What's the DNA of a good sales pitch?
Yeah.
I think the best DNA trait of a great sales pitch is predicated on reverse engineering what that person actually needs. Way too many people try to sell. It's really jabbing and right hooking. Most people want to sell you what they want to sell you versus what you need. So one of the reasons I think I've been successful is whether I'm selling a bottle of wine or I'm selling myself or I'm selling VaynerMedia, I have a thing, but I'm reverse engineering you, meaning people used to come into the store, and one of the things I was proud of is people would say, do you have a good red wine I could have? And I would always say, well, what are you gonna do with it? And it was stunning to me how many people were taken aback by that, because every other liquor store and wine shop would just give them something they wanted to sell. Oh, I'm giving it to a boss. Well, then I would go with something that had name brand equity that made them look good. Or I'm trying to impress wine friends. I'd give them something nerdy. So I think the DNA, the core DNA is reverse engineering. And I think the other part that really matters, Kat, is I do think passion and energy sells. Like monotone, not caring, like not believing. So I think fundamental, 100% all in belief, and then reverse engineering what they need.
That makes sense.
Thanks for nailing the show. All right.
Okay, I got two, but I'll start with the main one.
Yes.
Why do you do what you do? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Like, what's the main purpose of what you do?
For me, it's pulling at two opposite directions. One is very noble and one is very selfish. One, I'm aware, and even before Alex, like I'm aware that my biggest fans are the ones that have felt the effects of all of my free information, and it has fundamentally changed their lives.
Yep.
The thought that a human being could stand right now and say, our great thing is based on the blueprint that you put out to the world, that is mind-blowing. The selfish part is, I want to win. I want to grow. I want to build big businesses. I want to buy the New York Jets. I want to accomplish things. I want stuff for me from a legacy standpoint. Not necessarily the money, but that I'm that guy. That I created the blueprint of future business and marketing, and I want to build an empire on goodness.
Right.
You know, when I look at the way Steve Jobs is positioned, he was a genius and everybody looks up to him, but he wasn't great to people. I don't want that. I want to be the version of that where everybody also comes to my funeral because I was such a good guy. So.
Okay, second one. Can I go first?
Can you go?
Quick.
Yes.
Okay, so what's one question that nobody's ever asked you, but you ask yourself all the time?
You know, I always ask, the question that nobody can ask me that I ask myself is my own personal question of, am I happy? The biggest fear I have in life is that I don't accomplish the things that I think I'm entitled to based on my talent, and that as I get older, I become more bitter. That it's easy for me now to give away so much, but if I'm 80 and I didn't get there, am I gonna look back for 60 years and say, it's because I didn't throw enough right hooks. It's because I didn't get my fair share. And so I'm always asking myself, are you okay with what you're doing? Are you okay with what you're doing? Because you're putting yourself in a position where you might be regretting what you've decided to do, and so I fear that, and so that's the question I ask myself.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Very
All right, girls,
sincere.
get out of here. Let's go next.
Hi.
Get in here. Tell the Vayner Nation who you are.
Hi, I'm Christian Tierney. I'm an 18-year-old entrepreneur. I run Ireland's fastest growing music channel. I pick big musicians before they're big. I've worked with Macklemore, Ed Sheeran, James Bay. And my question is, which musicians are doing the best on social and what are they doing that's so good?
Truth is, you're way better in a position to answer that question than I am. I'm not paying attention to what a lot of musicians are doing, but I'll tell you that the musicians that are doing it best will understand the framework that created the greatest bands and artists of all time, which is, again, it's the theme of the show in London, it is providing value. It is so easy to see what Taylor Swift is doing. It is so easy to understand what Fish and Grateful Dead and Dave Matthews Band did. It is disproportionately helping an audience and then leveraging that to get them to buy. And so whoever right now is replying to people on Twitter and video, randomly creating meetups, like, you know, saying happy birthday to fans, randomly where are the artists that are knocking on fans' doors and they open it up and they're going, whoever's doing the things that nobody else is doing, that the fans want, which is to touch.
Taylor Swift on Twitter.
Taylor Swift is perfectly executing it, and it matters, and it becomes word of mouth. And so I don't know specifically. But whoever is bringing disproportionate value to the people that are potentially interested in her music, and notice I said potentially interested in her music. That's the key. Whoever is doing that, that's who's winning. All right, my man.
Thanks so much.
You got it.
We appreciate it.
Alex, do me a favor. Make sure you round up everybody's Twitter or Instagram accounts so that we can give everybody a plug so the Vayner Nation can dig into his disproportionate ability to discover up-and-coming artists. Get in here. Get in here. Go.
Hi everyone, I'm Nancy Elgadi at Nancy L Judge on Twitter.
Oh, nice.
Little plug. So, as someone who is just starting out building their personal brand,
yes,
would you say quality of content is more important or quantity of content?
Both.
Okay. Should I be putting out stuff every day?
Yes.
What if I'm not passionate about it? What if I'm just doing...
No.
Only stuff I'm passionate about.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And now the question becomes, do you have enough?
Right.
And that's why I just did that little funny exercise with you. Guys, we're not all entitled to have personal brands and make millions of dollars.
Yeah.
It's predicated on if you have the skill. Like, I really knew a shitload about wine. I really know a shitload about business and marketing. You clearly are doing your thing with hair. Like, you have to decide if you're actually good at it and you have enough, but you're gonna need both.
Yeah.
And if you're great and you've got the content, you can do both. But that's where the rubber hits the road, right? Like, you know, building a personal brand is just like becoming a rock star musician or a famous athlete or a politician. We don't all get to do it. But you know what's cool? Unlike the way our parents grew up and our great-grandparents grew up, we all get a chance. We all have a camera and a phone and we all get a chance. But the cream is gonna rise to the top, my friends. Not everybody's entitled to be a personal brand, making millions of dollars doing what they want to do at all times. It's just not that easy. What's special is that you get to find out if you're good enough, because there was millions of people that were good enough that didn't live in Hollywood, that didn't have parents that could send them to Hollywood, and that's what's special. Not that we're all gonna be famous, it's that we all have a chance to create something.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Get in here, let's go. Let's go, big man.
Hello.
Get in here.
Danny.
Danny.
My name's Danny.
Good, Danny.
My mum started a clothing business a few years ago for kids clothing business.
Okay.
And she wants help building out her brand, but then the selfish part of me is focusing on like my business and building myself as a entrepreneur in the future, whatever.
Yes.
How do I balance my selfish desire, but then my real desire to help my family and help my mum do what she's doing?
That's a great goddamn question. So, couple quick questions. Is your mom, since she just started, still a small business?
Yes, very small business. Very small.
So, I would tell you, Danny, that you've got something really going for you. Here it comes, guys, get ready. How old are you?
21.
21. Perfect. Kind of thought that's where we were going. Danny, most people, so one thing that's really pissed me off about London so far is I've been running around to meetings. Starting at 4 p.m., there's been millions of people at pubs. And I'm like, are these people working? If you're following me on Snapchat, you've already seen one. I'm angry. So, anyway, taking a step back, you're 21. You can stay up 18 hours a day. I know that you ran out of class right now to be here, so I guess you gotta balance some school hours. But how many, I mean, you got hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Hours.
So, I work 2 full-time jobs every day. I work 18 hours a day. That's 9 hours every day. That's more than a lot of you work in half. A lot of people who are watching right now don't even work 9 hours. I work 18. That's 2. So I think you can do both.
Cool.
You just have to go to less pubs, go watch less football, as you call it, soccer. You just have to do less shit. Like, stop chasing the girls. You just gotta work if you want it. And if you don't, what you've got to do is figure out what balance you've got to do, and whether it's 60-40 or 50-50 or 90-10 for your mom, for you, whatever you break it down to, the way to really fix it is by having more hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I've been able to solve a lot of my concerns, my ambition, my work-life balance, on just doing more hours to a net score. Just depends on what you want.
Thank you.
You got it, man.
Thanks so much.
Good. All right, let's get in here.
Hey man,
Hey,
once
man.
again. I'm Phil
Phil?
Shake from Cheney.com, and basically I want to ask you 2 small questions. First one would be, do you believe that unique content is not the way to go anymore?
Meaning?
Everyone is trying to produce unique content
Yes.
because it is the way that it's going to sell, but do you
Okay.
believe that the process of creating unique content is what can create engagement?
Meaning?
So basically, instead of you producing a nice piece of content for me,
Yes.
that I go to someone and I create a process where millions of people create that unique content, and then that
A
content
platform?
Yeah, more or less. It's basically, instead of engaging with people just towards the end of the product that you're producing, you engage with them throughout the process of making this product that you're
Are you
sending
recording that?
Yes,
Or
it's all part of the
Yeah, I
process.
mean, I think that's engagement and interaction with other people, and I think there's potential in something like that.
Okay.
For sure.
All right, and one more question. What do you think of Casey Neistat's Beme? Have you
So
tried it?
I'm an investor.
Okay,
So
fantastic.
my thought of it is disproportionately jaded. Not to mention I love Casey. He's been on the show, as you know. I think it's absolutely going to happen. Of course, I desperately want Casey to do it because I love him and I've invested in the company. But right now, the amount of people that would be interested in seeing what I'm seeing is high. Meaning, I really would actually, I don't love music concerts so much, but I would absolutely right now, if being worked at scale the right way, the way I see it in the future, through glasses or contact lenses, if I could watch what Taylor Swift is seeing when she's performing in front of 100,000 people at Wembley Stadium, that'd be cool. I'd watch that a little bit, right? I'd love to watch what an athlete is seeing as they're going on the field. Or me in a business meeting, just like as I enter, and you could actually really figure me out of how I sell just by how I behave if you actually saw how I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
So I think first person viewing and disappearing the way life actually works is gonna win. So I hope he wins, so I believe in the thesis 100%. Because look, the contact lenses are coming.
Yeah.
Like they're coming. And you're gonna be able to record and watch. You're not even going to be knowing if somebody's recording or watching, so that means we're all going to be living and believing it's always going on. And the world's going in a very interesting place. So I think it's very progressive and I'm excited about it. I think it goes way beyond the phone.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm bullish on it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Guys, thanks for having me.
Maybe one more question?
Yeah, you get in here, brother. I love it. I love it. Good hustle. Good hustle.
Yeah, for sure.
Hold on one second.
Oh.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, yeah. So Alex Icon, you can check me out, Alex Icon. We created Lexi Hair, 5-minute journal, productivity planner coming out. So the question to you is very business related.
Please.
As you know, we built something similar to you. We got inspired off Crush It.
Yes.
So did the same thing. Did a lot of jabs. Put in a lot of work over the years. Now
build leverage.
Yeah, build leverage. Build the trust. Brand.
Yep.
You have a substantial business now in 7 figures.
Yep.
But now that it's been a couple of years, we kind of stagnated.
Yeah.
Because my question to you is, and I think one of the weaknesses here is actually scaling.
Yes.
So because we try to do everything ourselves, we have a small team, but how do you actually build that team with you? And the most important question is that how do you build and maintain that culture and that love, the same love that you have for the business
in other people?
In other people.
This is a very Eastern European question. There's very common things so the answer is you don't. If you expect somebody else to love your business as much as you two are out of your mind. And this is something I try to teach my dad. As a young kid, I'm like, Dad, you own the business. How the hell do you want them to love this as much as you do? What you need to do is several different things. First of all, thank you for asking me a question. I lived it. I did it at Wine Library from people that are more like you. You guys went to 0 to something just like my pops. And how I scaled it was I taught him these pillars, and I taught him these pillars, which is number 1, get over that. It's over. They're never gonna love it as much as you. And if you're lucky enough, like I find, like that amazing man behind you, if you can find people that can love it 8.5 as much of a 10, 9.2 as much of a 10, 9.7 on a holy grail moment out of 10, well then you've won. So that's never gonna happen. And it's actually completely disrespectful for you to even want that from somebody else. Because you'd never love somebody else's business as much as you love your own. So why are you gonna try to make somebody else do that? Number 1. Number 2, the biggest mistake people make at this point is you start wanting to cash in on some of the fruits of this amazing hard work. It's a little bit more exciting to dress a little bit better, to live in a better place, to take a vacation, to do all these things. I get it. The way to scale and grow is to have the dollars to continue to scale and grow. If you're doing everything yourself, there's a couple reasons. 1, you're perfectionists and don't think anybody else can do it. 2, you see other people do it and they do it as an 8 to your 10, and that's not good enough. 3, you do not want to deploy the money because you want to use those monies for other things for yourselves and other things. All 3 are massive vulnerabilities. Fix those 3 and you will grow. I run my businesses the first 5-10 years of their lives at no profit. And I did it, and people can say, now easy for you? Bullshit. I was 28 years old, I built a humongous business, and I was making $40,000 a year. I had friends that were half me and 100th of me, making more money, had better cars, were having more fun. I was 28 years old, making $40,000 a year. And I built a $30 million business at that point. That's eating your own dog food. So get over yourselves and be thankful that people want to work for you, and get them to an 8 or 9, and you get them to an 8 or 9 by loving them more. What you did for your audience, you need to do for your employees 10 times more. Biggest mistake entrepreneurs make. They treat their employees worse than they treat their customers. Biggest mistake. Treat them better than you treated your audience. Then they'll get from a 6 to an 8, and that's amazing. They'll never get to a 10. It's not their business. Number 2, decide how much you want to live great now versus every dollar you take that trip to Spain is $3 less that you make 3 years from now.
But what if you have still substantial money after vacations, after everything?
Invest it.
Into
people.
But how do you find these people who are still 8 even or 7?
But easy, because you need to treat them better, because you got them. You just need to change the way you're treating them. And if they don't get there after you treat them way better, you fire them. And you find people that do react to you giving them more value than they're providing you.
Cool.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Really?
Not fully.
So that's why I'm not letting you go. Here's my thing. You can't get. How many employees do you guys have?
Around the world, 7 right now.
Great. You need to really vet them. The number one thing I would do if I were you is I would call them right after the show and say, what can I do to make this much better for you?
We do that.
Good. Do you deliver on everything they want?
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Well, then you should be having no problem. Then I'm a little bit more confused. Then either you have not built enough trust with them for them to tell you the truth, or you're just not hiring fast enough.
I think
We're not hiring fast enough.
Good.
Because we're trying to have everybody to be like fully 10.
So, Eric was what number in place? 17? 17. He watched Vayner go from 17 to 200. Then for personal reasons, he went to Boston. He's back now, and we're 600. What Eric can tell you, and all the Vayner media employees from 17 to 200, stick with me here. This is not an insult. He knows how many 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8s. You need 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8s when you're big. You can't make 7 10s. That's not how you scale and win.
Yeah.
That's the secret. It's not about you guys getting 7 people to a 10. It's about you hiring 40 people at 8s.
Okay. But how about here's the last question, follow up. So we're at 6, 7 right now, but it's for many businesses. We're trying to split them up. It's actually a question I wanted to ask you for a very long time. If you're starting,
if you had a question that you've wanted to ask me for a very long time, how the hell wasn't that the question you started with?
That you needed that preface to get to this question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the question is, knowing you have a successful business, you have money in the bank, everything's great, business is still growing, everything's awesome. Yeah,
go ahead.
You have dinner. But the thing is, who would be your first 5? Like you have, say, customer service hired.
Yes.
And 1 marketing person. But who would be your next 5 hires?
I'd have to look at your business and understand. So first of all,
e-commerce.
So first of all, I would reverse.
Product.
First and foremost, I would reverse engineer you two. Whatever you two like doing the most and are the best at, I would surround the hires around that. I'd let you continue to do that. Because a lot of people try to replace the thing they're best at. That's the mistake. Stay doing what you do best at, and whatever the two of you collectively do the weakest, that's what you hire in order 5 next people.
Okay.
Whether that's finance, HR, product, e-com, technology, whatever they are.
But what's been your most best hire for you in that first kind of in that wine library when you scaled? What was one of the best hires for you that were like? The
best hires I've ever made have been the friends that I've hired. That's the big secret to me. But
position-wise,
probably the financial people. You know, like the CFOs, the lead financial person have been the best hires because they've given me a context to, hey, because I'm so aggressive, I want to spend every dollar. So that gives a vulnerability. The reason I've never gone out of business is I'm so much better at selling than everybody else in the world. I can always keep afloat, even against my enormous investment. At VaynerMedia, I would say Mark Yudkin, the lawyer, creating legal in-house was a huge hire. Kelly, an early managing director, because she created a lot of context. And then people that look like Eric, which were disproportionately talented and open to allow me to mold, because we were all playing a new game. People that are moldable but talented are very attractive.
That's a good one. Yeah. Cool. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys, we're seriously late, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much. That was good. That in itself is a separate video altogether. Operations. Yeah. Guys, thank you so much. Watching 149. That's about it. Statement of the day. I'd love to understand what you guys thought about this, and you keep asking questions. I'll keep answering them.